Hey, sweetie. It's so good to see you again. You look as lovely as ever, but today, you look more beautiful than ever before. I can't explain it, but that wonderful smile of yours is making me feel incredibly warm on the inside. But you remember why we're here together, right? It's our anniversary. We've officially been together for a month now. I know it hasn't been so long when you think about it, but time stops for nobody, and its flow is different for everyone. For me, it feels like I've known you for a lifetime. You and I talk to each other every single day, so we're inseparable, and no matter what, you're always around too. You're texting me right before I wake up. You're texting me whenever I'm on my breaks at work, and you're calling me whenever I'm off of work as well. It's incredible how active you are with me, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Not to mention, we just click so well. We're on the same wavelength, and we're able to vibe so well with one another. And to top it all off, you're like the other half of me that I've been missing for so long. You're remarkable, baby, and I'm so glad that I can call you mine. So, with all of that said, thank you very much for making this an enjoyable month for me. Let's remember everything we've done together at this time, shall we? Do you remember joking with me about traveling the entire world, but not having enough time to do so? And then I took us on a date around the world, but with GeoGuessr? Yeah, I know it's not exactly the same, but we'll eventually work up to it, you know? I wouldn't want to go to any of the places we saw together with just anyone, so I'm very glad that it was with you. Oh, and don't forget the movies we watched together as well. You've got some interesting tastes, to say the least. But you enjoyed the movies I picked out too, which is very awesome. I intentionally picked those movies because they're my favorite. And since I had you watching them with me, I can say they're now truly some of the best movies ever made. Your co-commentary definitely made it more fun too. I did not think that we could come up with so many jokes about the scenery or the choreography, but we managed to turn these movies into comedies. I can't ever watch them the same way ever again. But that's not all that we did either. We read some terrible fanfiction, and we laughed all night long until we were sore. Isn't it funny that people actually wrote these things and put them on the internet? It really makes you wonder what they were thinking. But you can certainly see the work put into them. And the countless nights where we laid down together and talked the night away. Normally I dislike losing sleep, but I've made an exception whenever it comes to you. You have no idea how lucky you truly are for me to let this happen, so I hope you're thankful for the opportunity. And I cannot forget our date nights on the weekend. I made time just for you, and you made sure to do the same for me. It was just us two, doing the things we wanted to, no matter what. It was always the most fun we had each week. I was never so desperate for the weekend to come around, until you arrived on the scene. I mean, naturally everyone wants the weekend to happen, but you intensified my cravings 1,000-fold. You have no idea what kind of change you've brought into my life. Where have you been this entire time? You know, there were many, many more things we did along the way. But learning so much about you was honestly the best part of the month-long journey thus far. Of course, I knew things about you before we officially started dating, but there was so much more to discover and find out. We now know each other's weird quirks and tickle spots. That thing you do when you want to change topics every time you speak. It's the cutest thing ever, and I'm so glad you noticed yourself doing it. Even if I laugh at it, I'm laughing with you, and never at you. And your laugh, your giggles, it's music to my ears, and it heals the soul. You have no idea how much it relaxes me. And I'm glad I'm able to make you laugh so easily. Don't even get me started on those ridiculous scenarios you keep coming up with either. Those are my weakness, and you know how flustered I get when you mention them to me. You're just as bad as I am sometimes. But that's something I'm totally fine with. Regardless of how silly things get between you and me, I know that it's all coming from a good place. And, not to mention, we've seen the other side of each other that nobody's ever allowed to see. You've seen me at my lowest, and you know what makes me tick. But I trust you. You're the right person for me. There's just nobody else quite like you. You're truly the best thing that's happened to me in such a long time. And for that, you love me? What? Oh, yeah. I can honestly say I love you too. I just didn't think you'd have it in you to be so forward with me. You've always been so nervous about being my girlfriend, because I'm your first boyfriend and everything. And to top it off, you were the bold one, and made the first move as well. You should be proud of yourself. It took a lot of courage to accomplish what you did. And ever since then, it's been smooth sailing for you and I both. But I've told you once, and I'll tell you again. You're doing everything right, and you're much better to me than you could ever realize. So thank you, sweetheart. Let's keep up the great work together, okay? It's just you and me, babe. And yeah, I guess there's also the sun out in the distance too. Just beyond that horizon is the future we're working towards. I aim to grab it for you and I both. And you can count on me to get it done. Now, for just a while, let's sit here in peace and quiet. And once more, I really do love you with everything that I have.